Yeah, I love freestyling.
We're live.
All right, y'all. What's good, y'all? It's your gearhead, Mr. Logic. And again, we apologize for the technical difficulties. Allow me to introduce my co-host.
Hi guys, it's your girl Nate. Which camera? There, that camera. Hi guys, how you doing?
Oh, hi, it's me, Adrian. I'm back. Hey,
No drum roll this time.
So yeah, I'm here. I'm here
He's
forever.
Ever and ever.
Tell me you're awkward without telling me you're awkward.
Forever. Hey, I'm there with you. I'm just as awkward.
Yeah, you know, we have a special guest in the house, man. Giancarlo, my boy.
Hey.
Doing in the mud, yo. Introduce yourself, cuz.
Hey, my name's Giancarlo. I know Jason from the good old days, the Best Buy days.
I was a different person then.
Yeah. I don't know. I heard you still freestyle, man. I remember those days. Those are some good
I don't remember
some good
half
bars
the
that you
shit
had.
I was saying. I was under the influence of a lot of stuff. Stress.
As we all were.
Stress being the main culprit. But
we're here.
as you know, yo, this is one thing for sure, two things for certain. Now, before you start off, if you're wondering why I'm looking like an Escaho right now, I am
Escajo.
literally freezing my ass off, and I don't care. I
Ay,
don't
pobre niño.
Your tummy got warmed up.
No, it ain't get warmed up. You made everything worse. I don't like being cold, okay?
Pobre niño, sana culito de rana.
What
Si
made
no
was
sana hoy,
that?
sana mañana.
What, did you just put a spell on me?
Yeah, it's a curse.
It's a hex. You're gonna be cold for the rest of your life.
From a green witch. It's a good thing.
I don't like that.
I gave you the sana. You should feel better.
I'm
She said
Haitian.
ass of a frog, by the way.
Ass of a frog.
That's what it basically translates
What's
to.
up with shit? Anyway, okay, that is definitely new to me. As you know, we start off tradition.
Sorry, Devin said old age.
Listen here, all right, old age,
It's wisdom. It's not
It's
age.
wisdom.
It's wisdom.
okay? As I say 1,000 times, age only lets you know how much time's gone by. Wisdom show how well you used it.
Okay.
So, with that being said, how's your week going so far?
Man, same old, same old. You know, I never really like talking about my week. The only exciting news that I do have to say, besides, don't give me that face,
Let's cap.
Lewis.
Let's cap.
So I'm on vacation next week. Well, as starting today, I'm on vacation for my job, which is the most exciting thing in the
Awesome.
world. Every time I work, I'm like, and I have vacation days coming up. I'm like, I can't wait to get the fuck out of here and do whatever, just not work. You know what I mean?
Are you going anywhere
The
for
American
vacation?
dream.
Yeah. So, my cousin came into town, and so we're gonna go to Jacksonville tomorrow at like 6 a.m. I have to
Oh,
drive
hell
6
nah.
hours. I know.
You know, a flight is like 124.
Yeah, is that really a way to start a
and a
vacation?
winter whip is like 125 if you get like a yard or some shit. It might be worth it. I'm just saying.
No,
It's a
if
hell
you
of
waste
a
all that money, you just save more money on like with gas and stuff, and bringing your own car.
What's in Jacksonville?
My brother,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
So
a family trip.
It's worth the drive.
fam trip, you know, and then we're gonna go to Horn
I got you on
Nights, so-
buses, charter buses, if any of you guys want.
Yeah, 30
Period.
bucks.
Yeah.
Period.
I mean, it ain't gonna be the cleanest, but it definitely gonna get the job done.
But pray for me, guys, because I'm going to Horror Nights, and hopefully, you know, we don't wait too long lines, which will happen anyway. But
Call in a bomb threat, and I promise you'll be all right.
FBI agent, listen, he's playing around. Just joking.
covering the webcam,
Yeah,
Jason,
joking.
don't say
What?
that.
I would never.
No, but Halloween Horror Nights, just get the fast pass after 11 p.m. It's like half the price. It's like the regular one is like $240 or something crazy. Like it's more than a ticket to go
Are you
in.
serious?
But then they have one online. It's after 11 p.m. But the park closes at 2, so you get those 3 hours. You hit every house in like 20, 30 minutes.
I'm writing that down.
And it
Hold up,
costs like
Are you getting the
$130.
bands? Because I went to Volcano Bay and they're giving out those bands and you have to like scan it.
It's all
No.
digital now. If
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
How do you
No,
guys
they-
feel about that?
I just give it to somebody else when I leave.
I'm not
Go enjoy your night.
I'll be real with you. I'm not a theme park person simply because I'm not a people person. I know I talk a lot of shit with people randomly, but I'm really not a people person. Like when I'm at the theme park, I just want my turkey leg and I want to get it done. That's it. And now I saw a video with these two guys. They ended up going to the park at 7 a.m. to Universal. And they're like, the workers are like, yo, chill. You guys are the only one here. But it seems like a win. I mean, if you wake up early enough, but I don't know if that's how Horror Night works because it can't really be horror if it's during the day.
No, so
I understand that.
they open at 6, so like the sun is still out. And then I went last year, they you could just see the monsters like in the back waiting. But then you see all the regular people who took forever to leave the park just walking right between us. The slowest walk ever. I mean, we were there at 6 and we didn't get to go inside until like 6:30 because they were just rounding up the last bit of regular people and families and little kids, so then they can allow the scaring to begin. And it was just like,
Yeah, I haven't been there since I was a kid. But how was your week, G?
it was good. Monday I worked, Tuesday I worked, Wednesday I worked, Thursday I worked, Friday
You worked?
I worked and I'm here. Yeah, it's been a fun week. I've had a great time.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that, dude.
So,
That's a
man.
lot of working.
Working. We all got to work, man. We all have to work.
Some work smarter, some work harder.
Slept 2 hours today, finally.
Shit.
Here we go.
I'm proud of myself. What? And it's because I crashed. I didn't like go for it. It just happened.
Oh yeah, that's your body like,
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
messing
It's like,
up.
hey, bro.
What about
Get your
you,
good sleep,
G?
guys.
How was your
Good,
week?
man. My week. So I actually quit my job about a month ago with Vivint.
Is this a round of applause?
Vivint, like
It's
the
like-
alarm
yeah, it's like
system?
The
Vivint.
alarm system,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
So I quit that job.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
man,
Thank
good.
you. I know. It was tough. It's a tough decision, you know. It does strike home with the finances and stuff like that. You got to watch your bills. You can't spend. You can't go out too much. You get me. But on the positive side, I'm now working with my brother, doing the whole charter buses, all that stuff. That's what I was just joking about. That I actually brought a bus down from OKC, Oklahoma City, all the way down during that one hurricane that just hit. What was it? Idalia?
Yeah.
Idalia? Yeah.
I
Uh-huh.
think so.
Yeah, so I had to do a trip within 3 days, all the way from over there. Yeah,
Oh wow.
It's a
Yeah.
big ass bus, man.
yeah, man. But they're cool. They're cool. Honestly, not for anything. You kind of like have the bus to yourself when you're doing that one trip. Just don't use the toilets too much because you gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
Jason.
What's wrong with you and toilets?
I don't know. Name, why don't you tell them? Mm-hmm.
She knows something.
I love me Kool-Aid, don't even know the flavor.
But
All I'm saying is that's dope, man. How'd you get into that business?
the charter bus.
Yeah.
So my brother acquired the business about a year ago, and honestly, it's his first baby business. He also had his baby girl, so he has 2 babies.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats.
So that's another reason why I decided to leave my job at Vivint, because I knew that my family was going to need me. So I took
Hey,
that upon
man,
myself. And
That's respect, Doug. I
Yeah.
think a lot of that it's a scary transition, but if you're gonna jump, you land on your head, you land
Yeah.
on your feet. But the fact is, you jump, so that's a win.
yeah, exactly. I mean, the one thing that really got that I was thinking about was just I was going to have to put a lot of time into another person's company,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's not my family's company. Why am I going to spend that time? Let me just put it into someone that I love
Right.
and that time. You get me? And
No,
And it's
feel
a yeah. So I'm excited about it, and on top of that, I'm also going for my pilot's license.
oh
Yeah,
shit.
man.
Good.
I want to fly.
Yeah,
Speaking,
you down
No.
for that?
You know how fast he goes? The average mile per
Yeah.
hour is like
You're
300
such an adrenaline
300
junkie.
It's like 300 some miles per hour, bro. Like that is what? Hell yeah.
One of
Okay,
It's-
but you know what?
it's
You know what?
badass.
I would rather you fly and become a pilot than like ride your motorcycle for the adrenaline.
Oh god.
For the
no.
adrenaline, because at
Hey,
least
it's
like
beautiful.
you know,
Nah,
It's safer, I guess?
Yeah, safer.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. It feels pretty secure.
There's no drama. There's no excitement.
Hang on, man.
hang on. All you gotta do is turn on the speaker and listen to that Karen on the airplane complain about some shit. There you have your drama right there.
I mean, if I probably want to go up, down, twist, turn. Yeah, I'm gonna get sued. No, I can never be a pilot like that. Would I learn to fly? Yeah, but I also want to go skydiving too.
I'll take
go.
you up once
Let's
I get
go.
my license. I got you.
You down?
Let's go.
Don't play with me.
I don't play.
Don't play with me, because this one sold me out on the slingshot ride.
I would,
Hell yeah, I sold you
wouldn't
out.
I would
Hey,
never
what's wrong
do
with
a
the slingshot?
I would rather
Thank you.
jump
Don't
from
go
a
on
plane than do one of those.
I don't
Say that
know.
again?
I would rather jump from a plane and do one of those slingshots things, like the ones on Reddit.
What?
Like,
Oh, you're
you
talking-
go and take
Why?
I
It's
kind
not
of understand them.
That's
No, on that.
terrifying.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about the
It's
slingshot.
Because
Yeah.
you jump off a plane, you got a parachute, boom, whatever.
And if it
you
don't
pull
open,
it always
you got
opens.
like 5
It always
minutes.
opens.
It always
It always
opens.
opens.
And don't
Bullshit.
you have a backup parachute too?
And then
as
you
well?
always have a backup parachute.
They always give you like 2.
That's understandable. That's like me with bungee jumping. I don't think I'll do bungee
That's
jumping.
terrifying.
Yeah,
But what
just
if
that
it
cord.
breaks and you just go head first into a rock?
It's a quick
No,
one.
it's not. It's not
That's
that.
terrifying.
It's more so. Let's say when you jump, right? the cord could actually dangle around your leg,
and snap it
around your neck.
Oh my god.
You get me?
Yeah.
That's where I'm like, okay, hang on. I'd rather go on the.
I'm
the
down.
skydiving
I
trip.
don't give a flying fool shit. If there's adrenaline, I want to do it. I want to do it. I'm weird like that.
Adrenaline junkie. You're not weird. There's many people like that. You're not weird.
Because it's like speed is. Oh, man. Speed
Okay,
is
so
awesome.
for adrenaline, would you? Maybe, I mean, I don't know if now, but earlier in your life would you have wanted to climb Mount Everest?
No, that's stupid.
Why?
Why?
Yeah,
It's
why?
adrenaline as fuck.
That's not adrenaline. That is stupidity.
That is that's
Listen,
peak level.
listen.
You're on top of
Alright.
the world.
Yeah, it's pretty
All
cool.
right,
That's a cool
listen,
challenge to like.
it's bad enough. Okay, there's a certain like bar with when I'm not climbing a mountain where I can see dead people bodies slide down, and then like I'm
Okay.
not like
It's
yo.
cool.
Can
There's
you
like
imagine
300
climbing up the
bodies there.
mountain and you just see people's bodies
But
sliding down? They're frozen.
to be fair, a lot of the dead bodies there were people who were told to not do something and still did it otherwise.
Exactly.
So just do what you're
You
told.
see, my gut actually
You'll
don't
be
tell
okay.
me not to go skydiving. It don't tell me not to do the damn slingshot. That shit tell like go in the shark cage. No,
What?
no, you would go.
Yeah, well, it's just a shark. If you're not bleeding,
I don't
it's
like
not gonna
sharks.
just turn around and be like, "Oh, here I'm on
Oh,
top."
it's just a shark.
I don't
Yeah.
like to
Oh.
tempt fate and tempt the.
You play your odds in
you
life.
know, I'll play certain odds, but not the oddiest of odds.
All
You know
I'm
what I mean?
saying is,
Got it. I got you.
to go back to the point, my week was pretty dope. My nephew graduated. He's an
Okay.
official firefighter. So
Congrats.
to my nephew,
All right.
Gary, man, shout out to you,
Oh, yeah.
dude. You did it, Papa. You did it.
Good stuff, man.
Congrats. I'm very proud of him. You know, do I worry? Yes, because I guess that's just the adult in me. You know, I worry for him. Nothing bad happening to him, but I worry in the sense of I want him to have the greatest experience. And what I have learned is the ones closest to you can hate. So with that being said, Joe, keep striving for greatness. Yo, no what ifs in life.
Yes,
You've
sir.
been doing that, so I'm proud of you. As you guys know, I was a little underneath the weather. Sounding.
How was it
really-
down there?
You just,
That was
you just
quick.
yeah. You're on fire
If
today.
you're under the weather, you know. Have you ever been on top of the weather?
Yeah, I'm
You got
not
tri-
gonna
you
help
got
you out.
crickets? You
Yeah,
got
yeah,
cricket
yeah,
like a
yeah.
cricket town there?
This is your battle. You were 0 for 2.
I'm over too because I'm freaked. I'm in a blankie, dog. Like I'm tired, bro. But for the most part, everything's good. You know, work is going at it. Went to the doctor, got the news I needed to hear, and you take it, you move forward. My next move is I gotta get healthier. I gotta
Hit the gym.
Yep, I
It's me.
definitely gotta live in there. You were telling me about a 24-hour one that you found, so I think I'm definitely gonna look into that
Yes,
because
sir.
no disrespect to anyone who goes to AMP and whatnot, it's too young.
Yeah.
They're too young.
The youngins. Okay, boomer.
Okay.
I'm sorry. What gym do you go to?
I go to Hampton. I think it's a great gym.
It is a good gym.
It's a
I mean,
phenomenal gym.
it's what you make of it, really.
I go
They're
to my,
always broken.
weapons gym.
You mean
Don't go to
you know
Kendall.
what? Let me now. Oh, you just opened up Pandora's box to make jokes. But I'm gonna leave that one alone. So
Okay.
as we get into it, tell us what our topics are for today.
Ooh, I have two that I really want to start with, and I'm very indecisive about which one to start with. But you know what? I will do the be careful who you have kids with. We'll start off with that one.
Ooh, be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful who you have kids with.
Let me start
Hmm.
off by saying I saw that what prompted this topic was that I saw this video on TikTok, and it was a clip from a news station, and one of the anchors people were basically making fun of people that explicitly don't want children.
Mm.
And people who don't want kids get a lot of hate about not wanting to have kids, and people who do have kids end up defending them, saying there was a whole comment section basically of like majority women who were saying their stories on this one lady had a C-section and she was about to be released from the hospital, and her husband went up and said, "When is dinner going to be ready?" And she's like, "I'm not making dinner."
Wow.
And he ended up making some eggs for himself, mind you. And they have 3 kids at home. besides the one they just had. And then this other lady in the comments, saying stuff like, oh, I was in the hospital because I had cancer and I was going through like chemotherapy treatments. And one of my neighbors had to convince my husband to come visit me in the hospital because he was playing basketball all day. And that got me thinking. And I'm like, because Jason and I had talked about this before, and not just be careful who you have kids with, but also be careful who you decide to spend the rest of your life with.
Absolutely.
Because it's just so crazy how you end up with someone that doesn't even like you.
Doesn't even
like you can you can love someone, but you can also not like them.
Yeah.
It's like it's crazy to me that couples are together, like let's say they're together, they're married, whatever, and they do coupley things. Oh, we're married and married couple, we have dates every so often. We have to split the finances or do household stuff. Oh man, I want to blow off some steam. Let me go out with the guys. Let me go out with my friends. Not just guys, but just like my friends, and not include my wife because those are my friends.
Okay, but you know what? That's normal because I have to be real with you. Y'all could be ignoring this fuck.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that to be foul.
But and I don't mean just like women from. And this goes both ways.
Okay.
Just some of the comments that I've seen were from women about their husbands, but this can go vice versa. There can be men that put in their effort, and women are completely like not putting in the effort at all. They're like ultimate princesses, and they do absolutely nothing.
Princess is a different name for bitch, apparently, because
switching it up.
Okay, I'm okay. Adrian, I'm gonna let you cook because what I'm about to say about that is definitely gonna rattle up some feathers.
Gotta marinate a little bit. So yeah, that goes without saying. Don't have first of all, just don't have kids. Don't have any more kids. There's so many people in the world that are just gonna grow up to cause more traffic in Miami. Just stop.
Oh, God.
Just stop. But yeah, people date out here. They date for all the wrong reasons, man. And it's so much fun to see their lives fall into chaos.
No.
You're in the back with popcorn. Oh yeah.
Just like you see them like tweeting ever so often about their problems, and you're just like, wow, I'm glad I can relate. Let me tune in next week and see if you guys are broken up by now. But they never do, and it's so much fun. People aren't driven by love anymore. They're more so driven by like looks and what you have and what you can do for them. A lot of lust. People can't, honestly, I don't even think this generation can differentiate between lust and love. Like generally, I just think everybody's just out here for fun. And I feel like if it leads to something, cool. But they're just like, this is just my fuck buddy. And then
they like how that other person makes them feel, not
feeling like the comfort and like a little companionship, but then also having the ability to be like, I don't want to talk to you today. I'm just doing me. It's selfish, Capricorn? But it's awesome.
It's Capricorn.
Okay, I agree with that. I strongly agree with that. What about you, G?
I mean, I'm single. I'm a little
ladies.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough out there. For the most part, really, in my eyes, what I'm looking for is just someone to not separate my individuality. You get me? And also grow with that person. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to look to create a beautiful world with that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already went through that hoish phase, I guess. I didn't really get anything from it except experiences and learning experiences. So I don't know. It's tough, and it's sad to see other people's relationships, go downhill. Because
we're calling those learning experiences, huh?
Yeah.
That's what that is?
Yeah. Hard knocks life, bro.
You're learning from afar.
Hey,
what not to do.
Right, exactly. But for the most part, what I've learned is that there's a lot of lack of self-love.
Yeah.
That's what it really is, what it comes down to. And you are looking for love, for someone else to really help you with that, and that doesn't come from someone else. That comes from yourself. You get me? That's what's lacking for the most part, and it's sad. It's a sad thing.
Yeah, it is.
Jason just looks like he's cooking.
Oh, wow. Well, when it comes to having kids, do I want to have kids? Yes. Do I want to have kids in this era? No. Do I want to really sustain something? every guy at one point in their life always feels like I want to find that one girl who I could grow old with and build with, right? And we know that hasn't changed, but what has changed is the temperature in the room. And because the temperature in the room has changed, it puts us in a defense mode. Again, I said it 1,000 times, you'll find couples together and that love that they have is like a sailboat. And instead of being on the boat, they're on the lifeboat because nobody wants to get hurt. But also, we live in terms of what can you do for me versus what can we do for each other, you know? And because it's like that, and I take shots, as you guys know, I was on Tinder and all that dumb shit, which I deleted, by the way. It ain't my cup of tea. It's a rat race to the unknown. And again, if you focus on the journey more than you focus on the destination, you'll fulfill yourself a lot better than you ever would just going towards the destination. And with the current temperature in the room, you have so many of these couples who get with the wrong people because in the beginning, 9 out of 10 times, there's a distraction from them from what they have to actually acknowledge and deal with what's going on in their personal life. I know the most toxic relationships usually consist of two people who don't want to deal with problems at home or deal with their own reality. So they coping mechanism is to distract themselves with their partner. And the thing is, when you have a partner, it's like wildfire. It easily spreads to the other person, especially when emotions are involved. Naturally, you're going to want to try to pick up the fight for the person you care about. And because we know that, a lot of us have this scar that hasn't healed, that's never really going to heal. It's like a gunshot when you can't put a Band-Aid over that bitch. You truly got to treat that. And like you said, not dealing with your drama and your trauma for the most part is self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, just like you can't love nobody if you don't love yourself, it's the same thing with respect. If you're not out here respecting yourself, you can't respect the person you're with, because you have to understand, in anything that's with a partner, it's a dual two-way street where you represent them, they represent you. So I think one of the biggest issues that's going on in today's modern society is that the distraction that comes from social media is one. The intent is not pure and genuine anymore, because you have now been pivoted in a position where you're in competition with people you don't even see. And I think that's what really makes it hard on the male side, where we're competing with motherfuckers that we know are fake as shit. We know are busters and ain't really worth a damn thing, but we're competing against them because women are attracted to that. And ideally, whether it's an animal kingdom or real life, they try to be attractive and make themselves approachable. What's up?
Shame. You said we in competition with those type of men.
We are.
And those are the type of women that like those men.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you think they're good women for us?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like how you bring that
Period.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's good women out there that look at them the same way we look at them.
Okay.
But they're losers.
Yeah. So
That was bars.
there was a point where a dude has said, how are we supposed to separate the good ones from the bad ones if you hanging, or if a lion that doesn't bite hangs around with lions that do bite, are you really going to sit there and try to differentiate which one's going to bite you and which one's not?
Yeah.
Now, the truth of the matter is, men have always gone for things at the top. That's in our nature. We strive for greatness. You get what I'm saying? But at one point, it was reciprocated. And this is where I call it the unwritten rule of fucked up balance, where the same women that you were bringing up, like what makes you think they're good for us, is if we're going to sit and stand on our twos and say that we're the ones to lead, we're the ones to represent, and we're the ones to actually bring value in the sense of educating and make them a stronger person, you really going to have to ask yourself, what is it that you want? One of the most infamous saying is, if you ask God for love, he's going to send you somebody troubled. We have plenty of that. And not to go biblical, the story of Mary, she was a prostitute, right? So with that, it's like, yo, he without sin cast the first stone. I'm not here to be perfect. But at the same time, if you are going to give me the one thing that is truly valuable, and that's your time, I'm going to utilize it to my best capabilities. Now, what you've done in your past, it'd be unfair for me to hold that against you, because I lived once too. You're living too. But if you could rationalize and come to the understanding that you want to do better for yourself, I think as a man, I have to take that with a grain of salt and take, if the person catches your interest enough, to take that leap. Because if you think you're going to find the perfect one, trust me, you'll run yourself into a ground. You'll always lose men chasing women, but never lose women chasing money. And that statement will always be profound because that's what it is. A lot of times, if you wanted to fix it, you got to go at the core. Just like we always argue that women don't keep other women accountable. It's the same thing with us men. We praise these fuck boys who got the money. We pray, not you in general. Not you in general. I'm talking.
Who you saying we?
I'm talking in general. A lot of times you have to look at what's going on now. Men are not even out here trying to impress the woman. They're trying to impress the man because I think it's come down. They realize the dude's their competition. And instead of focusing on what the prize was, not to say all women are a prize, but a big prize is being able to have a partner that basically allows you to be the best version of yourself. That's the definition of a partner being a prize. You have taken away and now you focus on your competition on versus the goal. The goal is to find somebody. The goal is to have somebody represent for you. Now, these women, are they fucked up? Yeah. Tell me one that isn't. And the best way I could bring it, look at our parents' trauma. There's not a man in this room who hasn't witnessed his mother's trauma. There's not a man in here who wants to be able to take care of the mother and give them a life they deserve.
Or woman.
Or woman. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a lot of women and men. I think it's just individuals, people in general. You know, we all have our issues and whatnot, right? And we all have to go through that journey and just find our self-love, as I said before. But it's not necessarily women. I mean, women, from what I understand, right, is that they are on a time clock if they want to have kids and stuff like that.
And we have a financial clock.
Right. Yeah. That's if that's the life that you decide to live, you know, and that's you're being influenced by society to think that way. You know, if you could just push yourself away, you know, and just not connect to that thought, you know.
So you don't. So
we need money. I'm not taking that away.
No, I know you're not taking it away. But the reason why I say the financial clock is a lot of men will, at least in my experience, will hold back from truly doing what they want to do if they feel like they can't supply and demand. You get what I'm saying? And it's not only with a woman, it also happens within your family. You know, a lot of us want to be the generational breaker, the one who actually provides, the one who actually opens up doors and brings solitude to the family. And there's a ticking time clock on that because you're limited to the time that we're given. We're oblivious to it. And I think the pressure comes along where you have females, because they have the biological clock ticking, it puts a strain on us because no man wants to be with somebody that they feel like they're not adding value to. No real man, that is. And I feel the same thing with ladies, but with the weight of society, the way it is, it's been conditioned that way.
Yeah, but society's filled with morons right now.
Right.
Like
it's a weird world. It's a strange.
It's like the last thing you want to do is try to conform to any type of society right now.
Right.
Kind of
agree.
like find the best version of yourself and like stand out away from all that. Because that's really I don't know, man. Just don't be weird. There's so many weird people.
No, you're right. My question is, so okay, I agree with you on that, but it's like you ever meet those people who say, yo, they want to find somebody, but to be the same one staying home and doing nothing?
Yeah.
That's where I'd throw that term towards, because
they're not looking for growth.
If you want to challenge yourself, you're actually gonna have to get there, fuck around and find out. You just got to have the moral and the grounds that you keep for yourself of respect and issue that out. But the truth of the matter is you're going to have to play the game, because if you ain't going to play the game, then you're just going to be sitting waiting for the bus.
Of course.
Yeah, I agree.
Final thoughts?
Oh, man. Bro.
You lucky. Shut up.
Why do you say that, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, she got a good one.
Okay. All right.
Tell them.
My best friend.
Your best friend.
Heck yeah.
friend.
Awesome.
I love it, man.
That's a beautiful thing.
What about you? Final thoughts?
Adrian, are you single?
Oh, I'm married.
You're married?
To the game.
But I cheat, so it's okay.
What? What? Excuse me?
Make that make sense.
Yeah.
Come on, you cheat.
I'm here
Plus-
thinking, because I'm not.
Just kidding.
Oh, okay. So you're single.
I don't cheat on my girlfriend. It's not my wife.
Oh, okay. All right.
But single. I'm not looking. I work so much. I have no time for love. I wouldn't even know how to supply you with attention. I would probably just send you like an invoice or something. I wouldn't know.
An invoice.
That's a good one. That's good.
Bro, can you imagine an invoice that says, do hugs and kisses?
Total $450.
Oh god,
Payable by October
we're almost
15th.
there too, bro. We speaking hieroglyphics. Like I don't know. So I don't do the emoji. I don't do that bullshit. But
Yeah, but you a dry texter. You would think you're angry at everybody you talk to.
Dude,
My
the way
phone.
he says K.
Yeah, like
What the fuck you
yo,
K-ing at?
write the word out, put like a
Same
smiley
way,
face
I'm the
next
same
to
way.
it.
You
I
feel
suck
me?
at texting.
Oh, mad serious.
let me explain. How the fuck can you interpret I'm mad serious through a text message?
Because if you're smart, you could pick up tone through text.
Nigga, what?
It's the same way you read a book, the same way you read a book, and you can tell when the character's
Exactly.
upset or saying something
Yes.
happily or with a certain emotion. It's the same way you can read a text and be like, oh, okay, yeah, he's upset. He's happy.
Yeah, well, I suck at grammar, so
Right.
it's not
You
gonna
know
come
what?
out. I know I'm not the only one, so yeah,
You
I
just-
struggle.
Yes, I feel it.
I think ChatGPT has more empathy than me when it comes to texting.
Oh
Like,
my god, you use ChatGPT to like do all your texting.
Shit.
I use it to pick up girls. Just,
Is it good?
It
just
works.
give me a line. Give
It
me, and just
works.
throw it out.
It'll
Give me a
tell you
line.
how to holler at a
Give me-
cutie chick and
give me a
everything.
line, throw it out. Give
Pick
me a
up
line,
bros?
Second DM.
Mhm.
Is that what
girls.
you said?
Girls.
Oh, girls. I thought you said pick
Girls.
up bros. I was like, oh.
I mean,
Not that type of show. Not that type of show.
Coming out.
I ain't against you. I just ain't gonna
I
support
support
you.
you.
What type of shit?
Oh man, that's great.
Anyways, final thoughts, you guys?
Yeah, I hope I find the right one to have kids with.
Not in Miami.
That's, I keep hearing that.
Yeah, not in
I
Miami.
keep
Not
hearing
even
I
that.
South
don't, I don't,
Florida.
I don't think it's Miami, man.
Oh, it is all of South Florida. You're right. It's not just Miami.
No, I have been very few places where it's kind of fuck. Like one of the places when I was in California, like Shorty opened the door, struck a conversation with me. I was like, okay, what do you want? Like I'm not used to that. Here, you open the door, it's like I got a man. It's like, then fuck you then. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely, I think it's the environment in Miami that really jacks us up, but also other places, same thing in New York, the high scale cities where people go to either become famous or make something of themselves. And a lot of dudes want that old time girl, like, who's very mellow, chill. That's ideally who you would want.
Mhm.
But here in the city, like Cali, a city like Miami, people give themselves a platform and they have this placebo effect that there's somebody without earning the title. So I think that's a lot to do with fucking up the game for the individuals actually looking for somebody.
You know what ruined love? PPP. Boy, when them loans came out and these scammers
PPP.
started paying, oh my god, they was just dropping money left and right on bags and
Did
clothes.
you see the
and
black
stuff.
dude with the Rolex on his hair?
Like we can't compete no more. Love is just that. No, which one, bro? Everybody has a Rolex in their hand.
No, hair.
Oh,
This
yes,
dude
yes.
in the
100%.
club had a $250,000 Rolex as a
Money.
bracelet, a braid,
Yup,
like
like a hair tie.
a hair tie.
Yup.
Yo,
That's
must be
that's
fucking
absurd.
nice.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just like,
absurd.
To have that much money, like
yo,
I came from
I
China.
would be like,
that's,
yo,
that's an
it
imitation.
might be worth getting stomped out. Yo, like, what you
Bro.
mean? Like,
Man, probably walking like John Wick with like 14 guns on him.
let me ask you
He just
something.
pulls up like a
Let
cartoon.
me ask you gentlemen something. So y'all
Go for
seen that new thing in the club where it's not even drinking bottles. These fools were pouring bottles on the fucking floor and
Dumb
emptying
as
on.
hell.
I think I
like-
did see that video.
Like,
Dumb as
what do
hell.
y'all think of that flex, bro?
I think you're so stupid because
Yeah.
you look dumb. You're wasting money. You're like, no girl's like, oh, he's pouring out so many more bottles. I can't wait to fuck him. Like, that's not happening. It's just everybody's looking at you like, I wonder how much money he's gone through right now.
You
like,
feel me?
Like, it's just very stupid.
I don't know, it's
And
just
then-
so irresponsible. Like
They caught a
Just a
vibe.
bunch of grown men staring at each other, pouring out liquor like that. That's weird.
they think they
bro.
really did something.
And then the DJ like, yeah, pop another one, pour it out, pour it. I was like, you're so
Okay,
dumb.
Yeah, the DJ in the club is making money.
Yeah.
Well,
I
of
feel
course,
bad
I would
for
be
the
saying the same
workers.
thing if it was
Shit.
my
I feel bad
business.
for the workers.
That's true.
Sticky
Yeah, that
ass
sucks.
floor.
Okay, now what's the difference between that and going to a strip club, Doug?
Oh, I mean,
My point is, what
yeah.
is the difference
dumb.
between
I-
doing that and going to a strip club? It's the exact
I got
same
you. I got
shit.
you. I got you. Here you go. You could just pour out $500 worth of liquor, or you can fuck for $500 at a strip club. One, you lose everything. One, you gain something.
Or catch something.
Or catch something. Yes, actually, I just don't do that.
Because all you gonna gain is some drama, baby mamas, and baby daddy 5.
Yeah, I'm not good at strip clubs.
Me
Nah.
neither.
I started talking to the strippers and like having good conversation.
And you end up
You know,
catching
whole life
feelings.
story?
Not catching
I can
feelings
save
because I
you.
know it's a game. They're looking for the money, so it's like
I could save you from all this.
I start
So
feeling
you-
bad.
So you don't think you'd catch feelings?
No, I could make a connection and think that like they're cool people and stuff. You know, I try.
For a stripper?
I don't know. I'm asking. Like,
Y'all be listening to Drake too much, bro. That ain't no.
So I have an issue. I try to see the good in people, I guess. Right.
Mm.
So with strippers, I see, yeah, that they're out here or whatever. You got me, and they're struggling to like pay their stuff, or I don't know. They're not struggling. I can't say because they're banking, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I could say that they have some trauma or something that they're going through. You get me, and that's why they're there. So therefore, I end up just talking to them and just showing them a genuine conversation, which I'm not sure if they get or not, you know. But I
They
start.
probably-
You hubby
probably
material,
don't.
That
dog.
boy walked in looking for a wife. dog.
Nah, but yo, dog, they're
Some of them
crazy.
are-
Dog.
No, I mean I've met two. We met really like me and my boy met two really cool strippers. And I don't know, we talked about it last night. They were just cool as hell. Like,
they're cool.
some were
They're
just cool as
cool.
hell. Like
But-
yeah,
normal
because they're people.
Yeah. just normal
Okay,
people.
right.
You know?
It's just like my thing is like, how do you play for? Like you paying for blue balls?
It's just,
bro.
it's just.
Like,
I feel
you're
like
paying-
Not if you have enough money. You ain't walking out
I
there with
don't
blue
want
balls.
that.
So then
though.
don't go to strip clubs.
I don't. That's my point. Like yo,
I get dragged to strip clubs.
yeah, like
That's
strip
what-
clubs
that's what
happen for
happens.
multiple reasons. Oh, my boy just graduated. Oh, he got a divorce. And then there's always that one dude in the strip club. I ain't gonna say your name, but you know who you are because you be watching this shit. That's my stripper.
Oh, wow.
I had her first, and you're
Wow.
looking at your man's like.
I think I've had a moment.
Did he
that
just
where,
cuff a stripper?
I
But
feel
the
like you
thing
bring it
is-
before.
Cuff the stripper.
But it gets worse because he didn't cover. He just likes her, and she fucking gives you that, and he getting mad because he's like, "Yo, why you letting her dance like that on you?" And you're just like, "Is this really happening,
Yeah.
Doug?" Like,
Oh my
nigga,
god.
yeah, I've had a.
she
a
likes
go
you.
south.
It's her job, Doug. Like, don't. Oh man,
Yeah.
listen. A message to the simps out there. I hate y'all. I hate y'all so much. You guys are fucking it up, bro. Like, it's not even funny anymore. Like,
Hell no, I tell you, take her. I'll be like, yo, take her, please. I'm done with this conversation.
Yeah,
like, because
bro.
what ends up happening to me is that I start feeling bad that I took up so much of their time and they're not getting anything from me. So then I actually start giving them money because I'm like, oh, I know you could have made money, you know.
Oh,
Read some Bible
That's what
verses.
happens.
And that's the worst.
I feel like you are a stripper's worst nightmare. Like when you walk inside, they're like,
Oh yeah.
it's him. Like,
Possibly.
Yo,
It's the guy that
Possibly.
just wants to talk and he
I'm
doesn't
here
want to
vent.
dance, and I get paid no money.
Yeah, no, but for the most part, like I don't like. So I
Like,
started doing
don't
this
see
thing.
your titties and cooch. What more is there to do?
Like, I just want to know how you're feeling today.
I
your
started
life
telling
is
him, no,
going.
not right now. I'm having a conversation with my boy, and then they just walk off.
I hate when they
That's
dance,
the trick that I do because
And
I'm
they go
telling you,
around
I don't
the
like
tip,
it.
and they come
I'm
in like
awkward
give you a
there.
tip and you're like,
No.
what the hell?
Yo,
I physically took my eyeballs out when you were up there. I made sure I didn't look at you. They never asked me for
I
that.
understand. The bigger she is, the harder they try. The bigger the stripper, the more tricks she's gonna do. That is a guarantee. I had a homeboy. Took this dude. I asked the man, "Yo, you ever been here?" He's like, "Yeah, cool." Man, ain't got no money. He ain't got no money. This nigga let a strip club, a fat one, at that, walk him to the ATM only to get his shit declined.
Oh shit!
Do you know how embarrassing that is?
sucks.
Do you know how embarrassing? Like, dog.
Damn, I guess it's all about
JMR
savings.
says I go there for the food.
The
Yeah.
food is good.
They
Yeah,
got some good chicken wings up in that bitch.
But how enjoyable it is it to take a bite? There's some coochie right here.
Oh my
Right in your face, and you're just trying to eat your little.
As long as it ain't a roast beef
You're like
sandwich.
you're eating a sandwich and like pussy juice.
Oh man,
Like, I mean, marinate a little bit. Just
Oh my god.
that takes me back to one of my boys.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, the stripper with a diamond butt plug.
yes, the best. The best.
Oh my-
I love them.
No
When
way.
yo,
Yeah.
when a girl bends over and then you see a butt plug, chef's kiss.
No, but the crazy thing is that he was eating her out.
Oh,
take that
she
back.
was.
I'm like,
yo, listen,
back.
bro.
Bro.
There's some cats out there.
This was at Gold
Like,
Rush.
no.
The great strip club though. It feels
It's
more
dope.
like a club, if anything. It's
It's a nice ambiance.
it's
yeah.
it's the better of the ones that we have here.
Yo, shit,
Yeah.
man.
Act like you have some shame, fellas. Don't do that.
I mean, and then it's like, yo, the thirst is real, dog. Like the thirst is so real. You'll have a homie that owes you money and be at the club popping off the money that he's supposed to pay you on this dumbass bitch. You know how irritating that is?
You're like, that's my money.
Yeah, like, yeah, you understand, right? I'm like, no, I don't. I don't.
Why? But you know how many men don't get? I mean, back to like they're weird. They don't get girls. Like a lot of men don't know how to flirt. On Twitter specifically, a lot of girls just like expose their DMs like without like some name, and it's just like
That ain't gonna be me.
Dumbest. Like it'll be like new conversation, first message. I want to eat your booty hole from the back and then flip you over and then put an ice cream cone around
like,
it.
yo,
and lick it
my
off. And
man,
you're like,
chill
I'm
out.
sorry, you are skipping way too many steps right now.
Whoa.
Back it up.
Do it, dog.
No,
Ask
but
me
there's
how I
that
am.
one homeboy. Yo, you could be chilling with some shorties on, and there's that one homeboy who turns into LL Cool J. Like, nah, man, like, yo, it ain't. You're gonna mess it up for everyone.
Or like, you're like, okay, you see a guy in person and he's trying to like rizz you up, and the initial vibe is just like sexual tension, but it's one way. It does not go both ways, and he's just there looking you with those
How does that
sex
feel?
eyes.
With those sex.
With the sex eyes, like, you know, looking you up and down like you're an object. You're like, yeah, you know,
It's like, no,
like I want you, you know.
You know what's gonna happen tonight. You
Is
know?
that the same
And
as
I'm
like
like,
looking at a
yeah,
stalker?
I'm going home
Yeah.
alone.
Yo,
Say that again.
Is that the same as like looking at a stalker? Like something like a person who like finds you attractive, but you don't find them attractive, and they're like doing
Yeah.
all this.
I mean,
and-
a stalker
you're
is like a high level, like, you know.
Nah, that's the beginning.
yeah,
yeah.
it's like that's how they
There's
start.
level-
It's just
Put it like
it's like
this.
staring at them.
There's this strip club back in the day in Richmond Heights, right? It was like a hole in the wall, really more like a house. And yo, these chicks were horrible. They had orangutan titties. Like
Oh,
they
God.
didn't, like their titties fold up and shit. Like they just
What?
look really malnourished.
I'm paying them all.
We're there, and I'm like, ill. Like, so my boy's like, yo, I think I could take her home. I'm like, dog, you're tripping. Stop. Stop. Yo, he keeps harassing the chick. He's like, yo, so how much to make this a happy ending, you know? And she walks off all mad. And he's like, watch, I'm gonna go get that.
Oh my
So he goes out to the
God.
parking lot, and he's following her. And I'm like, yo, she's
Oh,
gonna
that's-
tase this nigga. This boy gonna end up in the emergency room. Yo, shorty goes to a car and knocks on the window. And the biggest black dude wakes up like the
Yes!
Undertaker and looks at my boy. And my boy has his hands up like, my
Oh.
bad. Then looks up, I'll fight him if I want. And I'm like, yeah, all right, nigga, your asshole got tight as shit, dog. Like, yo, listen, for everyone out there, there's that dude lurking in there, dog. This ain't a movie, dog. Be very careful.
Yeah, don't
Where
follow
men
others in
just
the
stick with
cars.
their dicks, and I mean, like, literally,
But
think
they're
with
in
their
a strip
dicks.
club. Like that's the thing. It's like, just don't do it. Don't do it. Well, I mean, the same ones were telling not to do it. Those same dudes are now on OnlyFans.
Yep.
Straight the fuck up.
Bro.
The same dudes were like
Freaky frogs.
calling out, or I just, again, maybe because I was brought up different. Maybe you guys were brought up.
Yeah.
I get annoyed. I get annoyed because it's like I'm not the cutest nigga, but I put in work. If I ain't gotta put in work, two things: you got something, or you got a dick bigger than mine. It ain't happening, bro. It's not. It's not happening. I respect the hustle. I just not gonna be part of it. No disrespect.
But what you're saying is, if you were to go on OnlyFans, you'd be like top 1% of creators right there. You handle business,
If I was doing OnlyFans,
drop it down,
nah. I mean,
swing it
shit.
around.
I mean, I can't.
Sounds like you were saying that.
Nah, I just
That's exactly what you said.
No,
You said all y'all have is a bigger one or just more free time, because if I wanted to get on there, it's a wrap. All the money's mine.
I think I know a few girls that are doing OnlyFans. Right? You want me to put you down?
Nah, man. I saw a story where Shorty made $70K off her feet.
Yep.
Her feet.
Yep. You don't
And then the
You
video
can't
with
hate
this
on
man,
that,
you saw
man.
the
money
skater?
like that.
There's a video of a skater. This girl skating. This man gave her $20 for her wet ass socks, and just literally sat on the
Damn, they
bench.
caught me on
and-
camera? What the
Yeah, and that's Like, dog,
I shouldn't have been there.
what is wrong with you, dog? Like,
That
that's
shouldn't have
unhealthy, bro. Yo, on to the next, bro, because I don't want to stay on this. What's the next one on the topic? Bro?
Okay, we're gonna do an "Am I the asshole?" story, you guys.
Oh shit.
As in this one. So, am I the asshole for lying to my boyfriend about my body count?
Yep. I don't need to hear the rest. You're guilty.
I'm gonna let that sink in for just a little bit.
Am I the asshole for not telling my boyfriend or lying to my boyfriend about my body count? I
Okay.
mean,
No, finish the story.
Okay, look. Look, I, 23 female, found myself in a tricky situation recently and wanted to know if I was in the wrong. 3 years ago, I started dating a wonderful guy named Alex, 28 male. Our connection was immediate and everything was going incredibly well. When the topic of our sexual histories came up, I panicked. I was worried that my number might be higher than his, and I was afraid that he would judge me for it. So instead of being honest, I decided to lie and said my body count was lower than it actually was. At the time, it seemed like a small fib that would save me from potential judgment. However, a few days ago, Alex and I were at dinner with some friends when the topic of body counts came up. As the conversation continued, I started getting intense anxiety. I knew I had to come clean to Alex. So I waited until we were back home and I confessed and told him my real number. Alex was visibly hurt and felt betrayed by my dishonesty. He told me that honesty and trust was essential in a relationship and he couldn't believe that I had lied about something so personal. He then called me a lying bitch, which shocked me, but I also understood why he was so angry. I talked to my friends about this yesterday and they were divided on the issue. Some thought I shouldn't have lied in the first place, while others believe that my lie was relatively harmless and that Alex should understand why I lied. Since then, Alex has hardly talked to me. This morning, he said he's struggling to rebuild his trust in me and that he needs space. I got a text from him an hour ago saying he's going to stay with his mom for a few days. I feel like I fucked everything up and I'm scared he's going to leave me. Am I the asshole for lying for my body count? There's an edit. Edit. My number is 5, including him, but I told him it was 3. Edit 2. I figured
times 2.
I know it.
What?
Times 2.
Edit
5 times 2 is always times 2.
That's a golden rule.
Anyways,
Yeah, it is a golden rule.
her
I've
body
read
count
it.
was 5, including her boyfriend. But when she lied, she told him the number was actually 3. Edit number 2 says, I figured an update was easier to answer some questions. Right before he asked me my number, he was telling me that he's disappointed in his sister because she recently told him her body count, and he told me that hers was 6. He joked that mine better not be that high. In parentheses, no, I did not ask or even think to ask about his sister's body count. He just brought it up, which I thought was kind of weird. End parentheses.
Yeah,
So I was worried, and I knew one digit
How do you
wasn't a
lie
big
so?
number, wasn't a big difference, but it seemed like it to him. I know I shouldn't have lied. I felt terrible about it, and I wish I could take it back. We're texting right now, and he's explaining to me that he's upset with me because of my number. He said lying about it is obviously an issue too, but he's more mad that I slept with 5 guys total. He said 4 was his limit, which I just find odd because his number is bigger than mine, but I didn't care about his number. I didn't even want to know, but he told me anyway. As for the name calling, he has called me names before over small things that I choose to ignore because I'm a people pleaser and don't want to make a big deal of it. I was used to being honest. My parents called me all sorts of things growing up. I asked him if we could talk on Saturday about this instead of texting, so hopefully we'll know more. I appreciate everyone's takes on this.
Okay, his name is Alex. Right. So she should have grabbed him and be like, Alex, listen, stop being a pussy, bro.
Right.
Like, what is wrong? First of all, he would lose his shit if he ever went to Colombia then.
Hey,
There's not a single woman there with a lower body count than 5 or 10 or 15. I mean, it's just
There is
normal.
for the day.
Yo, who cares?
Let me just say this,
Oh god.
at first I understood why he seemed upset, which is completely reasonable. She lied to him, and I know body count is a really big issue for men. What I think
To
he
boys.
did
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
To boys, not men.
to boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I think was a bigger issue on his part was the fact that he called her a lying bitch. That was uncalled for. Your partner does something that aggravates you. There's no need for name calling. I think that crossed a certain boundary. And I think she's also a little fucked up because she admitted that, her parents call her names and he's called her names. And it's like, girl, grow a backbone. Nobody should be calling you names in the
Right.
first place.
Sound like victimized mentality over there. But
Yeah.
No, so going off of what you just said, I mean, for the most part, yeah, she has some work that she has to do.
Yeah.
You get me? For herself. Goes back to what we were saying about self-love. For one, if she already started that relationship going into it already feeling like she had to lie,
Mhm.
right? Then that's a red flag for you already,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because there may have been instances where this guy named Alex, you know, may have done or said some stuff to her and she would have known that, oh, he's going to be upset. All right. So you already know what you're getting into.
Of course.
Is that really what you want to get into?
It's a red flag on both their parts because
Absolutely.
she felt the need to lie and he made her feel like she can't be truthful with him.
Right. So, I mean, the best case scenario here for them is don't have kids, right?
Oh, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It goes back to topic one. Pick the right people to date, because clearly that was a conservative white boy dating a pre-conservative Christian white woman who just finally left the holds of her mother's house and is able to go out with friends, and she discovered clubs and life, and then now she's a hoe. And I mean, not a hoe, but like she just went.
She's very open.
She's open. That's what it is.
No, I guess
So that's weird, bro.
Listen,
Spit the fire, man.
straight up,
Tell them.
don't ever ask questions to the answers you don't want to know.
Period.
Yes,
Literally.
one.
Oh,
The reason I say
man.
boys act like that,
Uh-huh.
as a man, I'm 36 fucking years old, Doug. Do you think I already know what's out there? It ain't happening, because what I would personally care about for myself is, all right, you had a promiscuous past. Just understand this. Any shit that could come to light that could fuck me up, that's your limit. That's it. I'm not saying, I'm going to wife up a chick who got like 30 bodies and shit. I'm not asking. This is why you're supposed to learn your partner, learn how they move. It'll tell you everything you need to know.
Know yourself too.
You know, exactly.
Because
know
if
what
you
you're
know-
willing to sign up for.
If you know deep down that this thing is an issue for you
Right.
about body counts, why would you go looking for it?
Right.
because
you know,
what
Unless
it
you
is?
want to self-sabotage your relationship, because you know any
Exactly.
number you hear you're not gonna like, and you're like, you know what, now I have an excuse to leave.
Oh, nah, he gonna stay. He gonna stay. Okay, here's one thing a lot of these young fools be doing, Doug. They advocate they shorty like a commercial. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, she's bad as fuck, da da da. And they fuck it off because when you advertise them and it's not up to the standards that you presented it to be, you feel like an idiot. It's like the same thing I tell dudes. You never take a shorty you fucking with and put her info what y'all be doing out there to the homies. Because not everyone's your friend too. Now, say you were messing with the chick, you realize you like the chick, but you told dudes what her birthmark is. You telling dudes what that Gok 3000 does. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is playing Inspector Gadget. They're gonna want to find out for themselves. So you played yourself.
Yeah.
I cannot call her the asshole. And the reason I call him the asshole simply because you's a grown ass man.
Yeah.
You
You said
make your
28,
bed,
right?
Yeah, you make your bed, you lay in it. This is where I get so irritated with the new generation, bro. You looking for perfection, and yet you're not even able to bring that type of perfection to the table. You don't even have that caliber within yourself, but yet you want that. To me, that's narcissistic as fuck. And the reason it's narcissistic as fuck because you only have yourself to blame. You're upset for a question you asked her. It was never about the lie. If he's going to say, oh, because that is complete, utter bullshit. Because you put her on a pedestal where you felt she was this caliber and you were disappointed by your own deceivement, not by her. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand, women are just like us. They're going to fuck around and find out just like us. It's about how a woman respects herself. The reason why a lot of dudes out here, especially on these red pill channels, niggas ain't trying to hear you brag about your failed relationships.
What's a red pill channel?
Red pill is like the dudes are misogynistic as fuck, like the Andrew Tate's, the Fresh and Fit.
Oh, yeah,
So,
I gotcha.
To me, it's like, you have to understand it takes work.
Mhm.
Relationships is a process. It's a job. It's something that you take upon yourself. So when you're going to try to bash shorty, you only have yourself to blame. You liked her.
Mhm.
You wanted to ask a question. You fucked around and find out. Be a man and eat that.
Also, he had told her his number, and she didn't even ask.
Yeah, there's
Because,
an issue. There's an issue there with that guy.
Well, because
For sure.
women, from my experience, women don't give a fuck about your body count. They care about what you're able to provide in the most part if
Period.
you're able to.
Ray said,
sustain
I
them.
think that guy is over exaggerating the situation.
Clearly, he's in his feelings. He's butthurt.
No, it's different.
5,
It's
and she lied too. By the way,
it's
it's not 5.
what happened?
It's
That's what I
not
was saying.
5.
That's what I was saying. She lied.
It's
about
not
that
5. Listen, for you shorties out there,
So she
we're gonna
lied twice?
times
Is
it
that what
by
you're
2.
saying?
No, we always times it by 2. The rule is whatever number you give, they times it by 2. There ain't no way.
Okay.
There ain't no way. A shorty, yo, for every shorty I ask your body count, I don't want to know. If I'm gonna take you serious, if he asks you for your body count, chances are he ain't taking you serious. He just wants to know.
Yeah.
We're competitive individuals. And it's not that we care that a person pleasured you better than we did. We don't want to be inside of you while you're picturing somebody else. That's the truth. That is what will destroy the fuck out of us. If we're with you, we're in a relationship, we got shit going, you know what it would do to a man's mentality to know as he's getting down with his lady, she pictures him as somebody else? That will destroy you from the core.
I understand because women feel the same way. You know, men usually have higher libidos than women most of the time, and I can attest that women also feel some type of way at the thought of their man thinking about another woman. You know, men have sexual fantasies just like women do.
Right.
So, and for women, some women don't care about their partners, about their male partner's body count because it's like, okay, we weren't. I mean,
That was
there are
their
some
decision
times
now.
when women joke and they're like, "I can't believe you slept with women before me." I can't, and they get butthurt about it, just like men do. It just women are more upfront about it, but deep down, it's like it happens. What are you gonna do?
But you
At
know
least
what
if
it
you're
is?
faithful to me now and you give me all your attention and you don't openly admit that you're attracted to someone else,
Mhm.
we're good. You know, like
But
how
it's
I,
also
like how I
conflict.
It's not maturity,
It's
though.
like- it's
It's that
like-
women mature faster.
it's like what I
honestly.
say. You know, a man is gonna look at a pretty woman. You know, sometimes I tell my man, I'm like, look, if you see a pretty woman in the streets, don't let me catch you looking at her. You could be respectful. Just be like,
Wow. Why are you preventing him from
be like,
looking?
God gave eyes.
you know, like she's pretty. Like, let's say she's wearing a really revealing top. I'm gonna look to her and be like, oh my god,
Yeah, but
Wow,
you know why
she's
you
got
look, right?
big boobies. Like, wow.
But there's a
But
science
you do it
to that.
respectfully because you do like this, guys. You do like this. Like that.
No,
And don't
you
even make a
don't. You
face.
don't.
No, I've
Don't
seen
even
it.
make a face. Don't make it noticeable. Because if I fucking catch you staring, now you're having a problem with me because why are you dumb enough to let me catch you
But
do something you're not supposed to be fucking doing? You know what I mean?
Okay, here's where I have to be 100 about it. Women check out other women faster than men do.
Okay,
And
that's exactly
okay,
what I'm saying.
Exactly. So imagine if you're looking, I'm gonna look. Now I understand that you don't want a nigga to be like goo goo gaga eyes.
No,
on
yeah,
the shit.
Goo Goo Gaga. I don't accept Goo
Yeah,
Goo Gaga.
bro,
But if I
bring
tell
it
you,
back.
I'm like, damn. I'm like, babe, oh my god, look at her. Do you think it's real?
If
You
she
know,
walks
mature
past me, I'm
conversation.
gonna-
Right.
If she's in my vicinity, like if I'm looking this
But
way,
don't be-
I'm gonna look.
Don't be like the fucking cartoons with the hard eyes. Like,
No.
first of all, there's a thing called respect, and I'm right next to you. If you were by yourself and I wasn't with you, that's a different story.
Okay. Let's spice it up a little bit. So
Okay.
you're telling me you with your man and you see Bad Bunny topless, you ain't gonna I saw your facial expression.
I'm sorry,
But
but you're
telling me
comparing a normal woman to a celebrity.
that nigga's normal. He bleed and bleed like
if
us.
I see Selena Gomez and she dropped that gorgeous,
Who
like
gives a flying?
I'd be like, baby Selena
So, yeah,
Gomez.
some people do just get starstruck though, like with
It's being
celebrities.
starstruck.
Yeah, that's-
Jason's trying to do something.
Yeah,
He's
just-
trying to do something, but you're not doing it.
No,
Do it
because-
better. Do it better.
Yeah, okay, prove me wrong. What I'm saying is, it's in our nature.
Let me rephrase it for you. If there was an attractive man in the vicinity,
Mhm.
would I stare? I would do this.
She's not gonna
And that's
stare,
it.
but you're gonna look. You're gonna.
I'm gonna
acknowledge
look.
it.
Have you
Oh,
ever
no,
caught
I
yourself
think
looking
that's
at a
sorry,
guy and
better
being- yeah, right?
rephrasing, better
Yeah,
wording.
There's guys I know that are more
just
handsome
look.
than me. I don't care. At the end of the day,
Like
men,
they just have an aura. I mean,
Like,
just people in general just have
for
an
most
aura. And it's
guys,
good to look at every now
at
and
least
then.
I want to say for most guys, we don't care about how the guy looks. We care about his success. That's what we're threatened by. A man who could do better for you, a man who could provide better for you. That's the competition to us.
But why
You
you live in?
understand?
But why do men gotta live in competition about that
Right.
shit?
Yeah.
No, I didn't say,
Beautiful.
but that's always how it's been. Because even now, you're creating your worth, are you not?
Bro, there's literally 3 times as many women as men on earth.
Exactly.
Why?
But,
Who
but
am I
at the
competing
same,
with?
but at the
What they
same
do?
time, you're creating your worth. So if you're gonna sit here and create your worth, that automatically puts you in the competition. See, women know that women are the competition. That's why I say you got to be careful when you have young shorties hanging out with older shorties, because the older shorties looking for the same caliber of men as you. So she's more likely to sabotage you. With men, you could be fucking drop dead gorgeous. I don't give a fuck. What I care about is if you could dethrone me based on what I have built for myself, because that's what really makes shit, technical and difficult for a lot of men. Being that you're not able to produce. That's why an aspiration for most males, they want to make something of themselves. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about having an actual ideal representation of themselves, a character that they have built and molded for themselves that they can presume. That's what we hold to them, because we built that. You know what I'm saying? And the truth is, that's why that's that whole saying, don't hate the player, hate the game. You charge it to the game. Lose it to a better man, that's cool. Just like, if a nigga cheats on you and it's an ugly broad, it will devastate you. But if he cheats on you or a broad that blows you out the water, you're going to have to eat that.
You want to know my point of view on that? Okay.
Here we go.
Because when men cheat, we already established that men have higher libidos than women most of the time. So when they cheat, it's very physical. They love the sex. Some men will settle for an ugly broad because maybe the sex is good, whatever. And then
that happens a lot.
And if they happen to get a really pretty woman, gorgeous, okay, better for them. The sex is still good. I think for a lot of women, it becomes very worrisome when the relationship becomes emotional.
Yeah.
But it's always, but
like when they've established a better emotional connection in comparison to the wife. That's where it hurts deeper. A lot of women, I don't know about a lot of women, but I feel like, some women who they're married in a long-term marriage and they end up getting cheated on by their spouse cheats on them. Sometimes because of everything they've been through, they might forgive them depending on the situation. And if it was just physical, like it was just sex, it still fucking hurts. I can only imagine how much it hurts. But once I find out that he actually is starting to fall in love with his mistress, then it's over. It's over.
That goes back to what I was told as a kid. You could cheat on a woman, she'll be hurt. She finds out you have a whole nother relationship with responsibilities, it'll devastate her. And that's a fact. And I'm not saying, listen, real men are going to take what's theirs. And that's why that whole saying, how they say, oh, high value men have multiple women. All right, so rich men cheat, broke niggas cheat. What's the difference? It's based on the individual and the character shit. So all that bullshit about how much a man has money is why he has multiple women is complete, utter bullshit. And it goes back to street terms, yo. You have to look at the characteristics of how a man treats his lady. If you're going to fuck on her and that's the lady you lay your head down with, I know you're willing to throw me in the gutter. That's one. Two, when it comes to this whole thing of men having a high libido, the problem is, and I know I'm going to get heat, but I don't care. For the majority of women, where shit goes sideways with y'all, you think because a man has wifed it up, because a man is loyal to you, you ain't in competition anymore. That's where you guys got the game fucked up. Because us men understand, even though we have you cuffed, we still gotta date you. We still we still gotta support. We still gotta carry.
This goes both ways. The woman should also wanna.
But in most cases, what do we hear? I don't know about y'all, but most people I hear when they get married, the sex goes away. Get used to it. It comes down to terms where, especially with modern women, and I can't even say modern women. I can even say women from our parents' generation. It becomes to a point where they gain weight, and it's not.
Can I say something about that? Okay, so I don't know if it's completely related, but on Women Talk, a lot of women, they'll share their experiences that we all kind of go through. And an example is our menstrual cycles. So a lot of women take birth control to regulate their menstrual cycles, and after being on it for 10 plus years. You're 28, you're damn, I've been on it since I was 18. And you're oh, let me get off of it, or let's try for kids. And it's just it's scary because a lot of women go through a lot of hormonal imbalances, and that could really affect whatever relationships they have in the moment. And it affects their libido. It affects, maybe how they feel towards certain people in their life.
There's a study that's actually proved women on birth control when they get off of it, they're not attracted to their partner.
Huh.
It's very common. And the reason being, you're talking
heard of
about
that.
a pill that compresses your hormonal attitude, like what you would naturally select. You don't, because you're taking a freaking pill. We see it all the time. Yeah, when these women are pregnant, they have resentment towards their man. They have resentment towards the whole ideology because that's not what they wanted. And that's why
it doesn't happen to a lot of women. Sorry for interrupting.
No,
it just happens to some. Like you don't know what it's going to affect.
Yeah. Right. But at the same time, when you choose a partner, at least in my understanding, you choose a partner based on what you like, and then based on what you like, you see what you're willing to deal with. It doesn't go with what you're willing to deal with and then what you like. It's always what you like. Eyes are the first thing you see. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the gateway to the soul. So you're naturally attracted to beauty. If you want to deal with the contract with that person that has the beauty, that's where it really comes down. What are you willing to put up with? I just think that a lot of women got the game fucked up because now it's like, yo, it's in our nature. We basically had 3 love languages as males. That's touch, which would be sex, respect, and fucking being loved, period. Women, however, are far more complex. You have to feel wanted. You have to be genuine. You have to really carry the load to make a woman know that you want her. And that's where it goes into our last conversation. Would you rather be loved or wanted?
Yeah, I mean, you make me feel like I'm in feminine energy because I don't feel any way of like I need respect, all that. I mean, just myself, it's complex regardless. So I mean, like us people, we're just complex people. We I'm not sure.
You know what I want out of a partner? Not to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But you know what I want out of a partner? I don't the love, you know what I'm saying, affection, sex. That's like in the bottom, like that's like the least of my concerns.
Okay,
it would be cool.
So, like it's cool.
It would be cool,
but I just assume it's gonna come with somebody spending so much time with me.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Hold on, Logic, hear me out. It's if you pick the right person, right? I mean, you didn't just jump into you didn't jump into a Tinder date and then you like I'm gonna date you now. You found a good person, y'all talked. Eventually, you realize that's a cool person. I like their personality. It's cool. We'll start hanging out with them. You hang out, eventually hang out more and more and more and more. Your goal, you're not thinking, oh, I can't wait to marry this woman. You're just like, she was cool. And it's when you find cool people, you go hang out with them, especially if they're pretty of the opposite gender. You're gonna be like, hey, you want to hang out, which eventually leads to dating, and then eventually you go on a date here, hang out, blah, blah, blah. Eventually, y'all are together. I lost my train of thought. Sorry, I got lost in Logic's eyes.
So just to help you, to help you with that, like what I've been feeling, right, and noticing, like, is that for the most part, a lot of people, especially in the dating app world and all that stuff, like they're just rushing through things, man. Yeah, they're just like you said, they see first, they like it, and then they feel some void that they have in them, right? With whatever that, and they don't take that time to really get to know the person and see those red flags and whatnot. You get me? They don't open their eyes,
or they ignore it too.
Yeah, they ignore it because they're filling that void, and that's really like what it comes down to. That issue is like, just chill out. You got time. A year passes by real slow if you actually like learn how to time manage. You get me? Like, you'll make it. You're gonna find it. Yeah.
I just remembered. So yeah, I don't date for like the love. Like I prefer when like dating someone for their ability to mold the way they're able to go about life, in the sense that if you're gonna spend your life with somebody, you're gonna spend a decent amount of time with somebody, they're not gonna be the same person they were over the course of that time. Change. And a lot of people have trouble adapting to that new person. They might you might have met them when they were broke, now they're rich, now they act different, right? You might have met them when they're going through stuff, now life is better, now they don't need to be around you as much, or they're able to, so now you're like, damn, they're not really around me. Now you start feeling the type of way. It's so tied into your emotions, but you got to be able to, like, I want to be with someone that can adapt and be like I still love you, like it's you, but I understand, like you're a different person. I want to get to know this person of you. I want to take the time to learn this new person.
That's why you keep dating your partner, because
exactly, and that's what happens in marriages, and that's where the love, the sex dies out, is because people forget that. They forget that you have to continue dating, you have to keep loving, you have to keep evolving.
Of course,
you can't just stay stagnant. Nobody wants to stay stagnant. The world isn't going to stay stagnant.
As you keep dating, that's a given. You have to constantly keep dating. You have to constantly keep getting to know your partner. You have to
Put that
change
work
with
in.
them, put the work in.
Right.
But at the same time, it doesn't change the fact love languages are different between the two.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're different between the two, it's like when you know you got something in the bag, how cocky are you? You know what I'm saying? It's like
Very.
you're very cocky. That's natural
Feel
behavior,
good.
right? Like if it's like, yo, I'm nasty as fuck at writing, you're nasty at basketball, baseball. When you know you got it in the bag, you're gonna somewhat be careless with it because you already know you got it. And that's what happens in these relationships. And that's why I say you got to focus on the core point of what made the relationship sustainable.
Yeah.
I
And part of
understand
it
that.
is
Yeah, I could
basically
understand where you're going
dating.
with that.
And that's why I say identify the love languages with your partner. Know how your woman works and operate.
Or
You
man.
learn them. And even then, you have to always keep in mind your partner will get sick. Because just like us men were fighting battles out there, we're not the only ones. Our ladies are fighting battles out there too.
Mhm.
You have to compromise, you have to recognize, and then you have to basically process, identify, and eliminate all the negativity of that. But when you're comfortable, when you know somebody, it's like your mother, right? Most guys, sometimes when we go through it, we come out hardest at our mother. I don't mean in the disrespectful manner. I mean in a manner of like, yo, we're blood raw with our mom because we know she loves us. She's going to take it and she's going to give us the feedback that we need to our survival, right? Because why? We have that love for her. And it's the same thing with a partner. The one who cares the least holds the most power when it comes to a relationship. You have to fight that dynamic and you have to spark the brain so you guys are at the same level. Because as long as one's going to care more than the other, one is always going to feel like they're not being appreciated. 9 out of 10 times, it's the one who cares the most. The one who cares the least, this is just it for them. You know what I'm saying? Fly or miss. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I feel like with the current situation of today, that's how these women are hardwired now. You know what I'm saying? Because they could care less because they understand trauma from their friends or what they witnessed growing up. So us men, and I said it before, we're taught how to love women. We're not taught to what to expect from a woman. So there's a miscommunication there. And I think, in my opinion, us men have to really dig deep down and try to understand that formula in order to make it work. But also the same thing comes from women. Women are basically, even say it themselves, they are the prize. Why does a woman call herself the prize? Because if she's a real one, she understands she amplifies whatever a man gives her, whether it's sperm, a house, groceries, you know, she makes a meal, she gives you a child, she turns a house into a home. Somewhere down the line, that credibility was taken and it's already put on all of them, even though they don't qualify for that. And then they have that mindset where it's like, well, I do so much for you already. I don't feel like you can even be up to par. And it's never about that. That's why it's like, oh, you hear all the time, I want to find somebody who's on my level. Really? How the fuck? I don't, you don't have to be at my level. I shouldn't have to be at your level. It should be the interest that, are you willing to grow with me? Are you willing to basically bond and build something straight out the mud? Fuck that whole shit of what you bring to the table. The question is, are you willing to build the fucking table with me? Because just like you come with faults, I come with faults. It's basically having rationalization where we come together and we make something of that.
Right.
And this younger generation does not have that into them because they've been force-fed the ideology that I'm the prize, I don't have to do that. And men have that, well, I carry the heavy load, she should do as I say. No, nigga, 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Right.
This is real life. The greatest example of love that most of us ever witnessed was from our grandparents. Why? Because they made it a point to make it work. If you think they didn't get in an argument, you're out your fucking mind. Where our parents fucked up, they showed us there's a way out. It's called divorce. Divorce is essential, but then it goes back to what
That
I was
flips
saying.
for me. My grandparents, no. My parents are the ones that stuck it out and through thick
There
and
you
thin.
go. You're one of the rares.
Yeah.
You know, because think about it, yo. Even the owner of the studio, his wife, like they're a fucking dynamic team. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. That's ideally what a man wants, to know that when shit gets tough, you're not going to bail on me. A woman wants to know, just because there's other women who are beautiful, I'm going to age, you're still going to want me as bad as you did the first day you met me. That's where that work comes in, and you have to show that. And if you don't show that, then you deserve to lose. Straight the fuck up. I don't care what anybody says. If you're not willing to humble yourself enough and take that L, and what that L is your pride that works against you, and understand that what you have is something sacred and precious, you have to focus and build on that, then you'll be all right. But if you're not willing to do that, you have everything bad coming to you, you deserve. And that's from both sides. That's my opinion.
I agree.
Now, yeah. Let's say, for example, for the child's sake, let's say they have a kid, right? And you said, yeah, the pride. I mean, when they just get a divorce for the child's sake, you know, they know not to put in that work because it's gonna hurt the
child.
Yeah.
Here's the truth, Doug. And I'll take some of my own experience from this.
Yeah.
When you have a child, it changes the topic or the temperature in the room, right? I always say, be careful how you talk about your partner in front of your child. Your child is half of the person you chose to be with. And if you want to take it back to biblical times, you are to love your wife or your husband more than you love your child, because you cannot love your child fully unless you love your partner fully. They are half of that. That's why, if you notice with old school parents, you'll have the son or the daughter lash out. If the father makes a call, no matter how mad the mom is, she's going to support her husband. You get what I'm saying? Kids are a product of that relationship, a product of that environment. The problem is you have this tendency to put stress onto the kids. We'll talk about the women. Oh, I don't need a man. I got my little man. When he hears that, it fucks him up.
Absolutely.
Because now he feels like he has to fill in that void to make his mom feel like, yes, I could be the man my mom deserves. But what does he do? He comes across women who are broken, like his mother, and he gets caught up in this relationship. And the more fucked up he gets, the more he starts to understand why his father is the way he is. And it's vice versa. You know what I'm saying? You have these shorties out here where the baby father's bashing the mother, or your mama ain't shit, what these something do. Well, here's where motherfuckers that are men that fail to realize, especially when it comes to a son, right? A son's first love is always going to be his mother 9 out of 10 times. That's why there's that saying, mother is the word of God in the eyes of children. So if my first love is getting bashed by my father, by what he's saying, I got heat for you. Just like a daughter naturally loves her fucking dad. That's her first love. So if the mom's going to talk shit about her father, she's going to have resentment towards that. And that's that trauma that starts to build up, and it fucks everything up, because now you have programmed your child to go into an environment thinking they can fix things they have no business trying to fucking fix. It starts at home. That's why you have to be careful with who you have a fucking child with, who you choose as a partner, because it's not eventually about you at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, what is the goal? You're going to want to have kids. And even if you don't want to have kids, right? You still have a partner. Your family's involved. That's why I always said,
it's a ripple effect.
When you know your relationship's over, when you get the family involved.
Yeah.
Once you get the family involved and you start telling them the problems you're having, you have to understand there's emotions involved that are already against your partner. Why? If I tell my family, yo, I'm having problems with shorty, yada, 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 she's doing that, they're going to be emotionally charged because they see the best for me. They only want the best for me. And they see somebody who's being a roadblock for me reaching my potential, they're going to beef with her. Vice versa. You see it all the time. Shorty will be talking shit about her mans to the family. They're going to have resentment towards the dude. But you have to understand 3 sides to the story. Her side, his side, and the motherfucking truth. We're advanced enough. We're knowledgeable enough to look for the truth. Just with the am I the asshole story.
Yeah.
At the same time, the reason I can't call her an asshole and I have to call him an asshole is we as men know what time it is. Because we know what time it is, fuck all that bullshit about you being upset. You're upset because you put her on a pedestal that wasn't real. You put her at a peak that she didn't even qualify yet because you didn't even have the knowledge to perceive that. You assumed. When you assume, you get caught up. So you're the asshole. Is she wrong for lying? Tell me who doesn't lie. We lie to each other every fucking day. Sometimes it's considered a white lie because we don't want to be treacherous amongst each other. Sometimes we lie to motivate each other. Even if I think you can't do something, I'm not going to tell you no. I'm like, yeah, shoot for the moon, miss. If you miss the moon, you're still amongst those stars, homie. That's the ideal that you have to have. That's why I can't fuck with this young generation. I can't fuck with these old bitter ass men. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain, they chose to deal with those individuals. There is no mercy for you. There is no repercussions that's going to save you. You got to eat that like a man. And the same thing with these shorties. You knew that nigga was shit. You knew he was never going to be shit, but you thought you could change him. Why did you think you could change them? Maybe because your parents fucked you up when they were talking shit about each other, and you feel like you could filter things out and save the world. The ones who could feel they could save the world end up being a product of their environment, end up being victimized. The ones who end up changing the world understand where they stand and stay with those morals that they have. They go against the grain. There's never been a person to change the world and change the way of thinking that's gone with the grain. There's always been those who go against it. And that's where we need to get back to. Fuck the world and everybody in it. The only thing you're responsible for is what you bring to life and what you take out. Straight the fuck up.
And that's on period.
So yeah, for real.
Damn, sorry.
Damn,
my boy
hold
Cook.
on. Is
My boy
Wow,
this
just going
Sunday
on.
sermon started early this
Amen.
week. What?
Wow, Jason.
Yeah,
I love
you
it.
felt
I
heavy
love it.
about that, huh?
Sorry.
Weight off
Yeah,
your
I feel
chest.
blessed,
In
man.
my defense, I just hate to see good people get misconstrued.
I feel you.
Everybody is taught behaviors.
Yeah.
None of that shit comes naturally. It's taught. You know what I'm saying? You get hit in the face. Three things. You're either going to freeze up, do nothing, you're going to run, or you're going to get the fuck in. The problem is society doesn't run. They don't get in. They spectate. And then as they spectate, they're like, well, I would have done it this way. Where the fuck were you when you could have done that?
Yeah, but you know how hard it is to change. See how you were like, parents tell the kids over here that they, they think they could be the heroes that grow up, and they have their kids and they teach them that ideology. Fuck that up, and that cycle. Now repeat that shit over 50 years, and where we're at now, and it's like, how the hell we can't reverse that? You're not gonna reverse that.
You can't.
No human is reversing
but,
that.
Okay, you can't reverse it.
You can
but
find
you can identify it.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the game is fucked up, because the same ones putting out this toxic mindset know that. The best way to con anybody, it's like retail, dog. If I make you feel like the platform that I built for you is just made for you, I can run you any way I want.
Yep.
And that's where emotions are dangerous. Remember, emotions is like
That's a
liquid.
good way
dog.
of putting it, man.
They impair your ability to think and operate. That's what emotions do. If I'm level-headed and you try me, I'll walk away. But if I'm emotionally charged, nigga, I'm bouncing your head off the concrete.
Hey,
It's important that
I got a
you
question for you.
yeah.
I'm sorry to
No, you
interject
good,
there.
dude.
What's another word for emotionless? What would you say?
Jason.
Emotionless.
Jason.
Monotone.
Monotone.
Yeah. The reason why I say monotone, one of my favorite rappers is Guru. May he rest in peace.
Okay.
Greatest monotone rapper ever. Lack of emotion strikes curiosity.
Yep.
And some people use that as a decoy.
Dispassionate.
Dispassionate.
Unexpressive. Restrained.
I got you. My choice of word is peace.
Hey, I fucks with that.
That's why when-
Okay.
That's why when you're
peace is a
dead-
journey.
That's why when you're dead, they say rest in peace.
Yeah. That's real. Let me ask you something like this. Let's see how far up on. What's the one thing that you take with you after death?
One thing.
The
take
one
with
thing
after
you
death.
take after death. What is the one thing that remains here and you take with you after death?
Your soul?
No.
I feel like my conscience.
No.
The one thing you take with you.
And you also leave it here.
Oh, you like your memories, like
No.
the impression you left?
No, I don't know.
Close.
Oh,
I don't. Yeah, it's like
I
it's
felt
like
that.
I don't
the
know what the
impact
word
with
is.
the people that
Well,
that I just don't know I don't know how to say
The
it, but
respect you earn in a lifetime is the only
Yeah,
thing you take and leave after death.
that's a good one.
Meaning,
Yeah.
when you pass away, That's why respect is everything. Would I rather be loved or respected? Love is conditional. I don't care what anybody says.
Yep.
Because even with your parents, it's conditional. Because if you didn't come out your mother, she wouldn't love you the way she did.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? So it is conditional, but respect after death, the respect I earn in my lifetime is what keys to my name. Even through the days of now, the most respectful individual is Jesus Christ. The respect he earned in his lifetime while he was here.
Mm-hmm.
The respect of certain individuals, like especially, why don't we touch certain cats? Because the respect we have for their loved ones that are no longer here. Why do we take the L's? Because the respect that we have for who we're doing it for, or doing it for who they're connected to. So to me, respect is the only thing that you leave and take with you after death. And we live in a society that rather be heard than respected. And because we rather be heard than respected, it has fucked us all up. Because when you rather be heard, trust me, carnage, attention, all the negativity comes with that. A respectful person knows to be silent. A respectful person knows, like, it ain't worth it because of respect I have for myself, the respect of what I represent, whether it's my skin color, my family, my religion. Respect is everything. Love, unfortunately, is conditional. And I'm okay with that. But people say love is what fucking changes the world. No, respect is. Love is what comes out of respect. When respect is given, it grows love. When you respect your boy, you grow a love for him. You get what I'm saying? It's not the other way around.
I feel
That's
you.
an interesting way of saying it. Yeah. I didn't think of that.
Wow, Jason.
Damn, Pastor Jason in the house. Today.
I like it.
So
there's no more liquid in there, man.
Yeah, I know. So final thoughts before we close out, Doug.
Wow. Guru Jason be spitting facts and, telling us how it is. I know I can always count on Jason to
open my mind, man.
Yeah.
Definitely give me
We
a
open
different
each other's
perspective. It was
minds,
beautiful.
Doug.
If I ever want to trip out without
Oh.
actually being under the influence, I can just talk to Jason.
Right?
Oh, shit.
It's a great metaphor. Is that the word? Metaphor, analogy? What is it? Metaphor?
Analogy.
That was a great
Yeah.
analogy. Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like that, Doug?
He's getting lost in your
you got
eyes.
up in my head, bro. And if you're ever gonna get up in there like that again, take me on a date first at least. That was a lot. That was good though. It was. It's serious. But the only thing I have to say, man, really is happiness is a choice. And every little thing that you do, it's either gonna go towards your happiness or towards your misery. From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, every person you interact with, the meals that you eat, what you listen to, who you hang around with, everything, it's either gonna lean one way or another. So make the right decisions. Life is long. You can have a very long year, but at the same time, your time can be short. Time can come tomorrow, next week, in a year or two. So try to make the most of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's happening.
Try to see that glass half full, right?
Yeah, man.
Or
All the way full. My full glass.
Perception is everything, Doug.
Yeah, man. No, but honestly, thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you. It's good seeing you again, man. In a while.
Man.
We gotta spit some bars. Go riding some.
Yeah, I want to hear that. I 100%.
You haven't heard it?
No, I would love.
We'll say
Bro, he blew my mind. I'm not gonna lie. He blew my mind.
We'll save a cipher for next episode when we have him come back. I do want to end it on this note. I feel like this needs to be said, especially because we're never alone. You might not feel like you are where you want to be in life, but you are where you need to be.
Yeah.
And you have to understand that you are exactly where you are supposed to be.
Yeah.
The problem that happens with a lot of individuals like ourselves, life was harder when we were younger. But when you know what you want out of life, you set up that list that you want to overcome and accomplish. That's what makes life so difficult, because now you have a sense of direction. When you ain't got a sense of direction, that's when life is difficult. When you have a life with a sense of direction, you're determined. And sometimes being determined can make you want to turn on yourself, but you got to humble yourself. Appreciate the days you wake up. Again, oblivious to the time we're given. So to say this to my team, to the viewers, few things. If you're going to do something, you do it right. And the second thing, the most important thing in life is no matter what you do, whatever decision you make, you never ask yourself what if. Because the moment you ask yourself what if, that will haunt you. Live for the moment and own it. End it on that.
All right, let's go skydiving. Yeah.
Yes, let's go skydiving.
Let's do it.
So as you guys know, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram, Natalie 2Is_01.
You can find me on this podcast forever.
My man. My man. Where can they find you, cuz?
My is at Giancarlo B_. I'm not really much of a social media type of guy, but you can always hit me up there.
Definitely. And if you get hit, Mr. Logic, you can find me at Logic142. Hit us on the 1424 podcast, Miami on Instagram. And as you know, this is one thing for sure.
Two things for certain.
Holla.
Appreciate you guys.
Always.
They can also find you at their local